Ryan Reynolds just legally ditched Blake Lively and walked away from the lawsuit like he never knew her.
Now, this case is now, I think, already been dismissed, right, Ron? So this has already been filed and done with the date of September 27th in New York.
Blake, on the other hand, lit the legal fire herself, then fanned the flames with fake lawsuits, stolen texts, and shameless PR games.
And is really going to expose Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds for the conniving people that they are.
All to destroy Justin Baldoni, and now it's all crashing down.
This is what one headline says. Ryan Reynolds' rep calls him the man Justin Baldoni built his brand pretending to be in fiery new statement.
So guess what Ryan Reynolds did on March 18th, 2025? Oh, nothing big. He just threw Blake Lively under the legal bus, slammed the door shut, and then waved from the rear window like, "Good luck with that, babe." That's right. Ryan's lawyers officially filed a motion to dismiss him from the Justin Baldoni lawsuit. Translation? I want out. Let her handle the dumpster fire.
These the games y'all are playing now.
And the best part? His legal argument is just chef's kiss level petty. They're claiming that Ryan calling Baldoni a predator in private conversations is protected by the First Amendment. As in, it's not defamation, it's just spicy free speech. You know, freedom of expression, but make it legally weaponized. Meanwhile, Blake is still out here flailing with subpoena receipts and 800-page pity essays, and Ryan's like, "I just said a thing. I didn't mean to start the Hunger Games."
Mr. Reynolds has a First Amendment right to express his opinion of Mr. Baldoni, which should be comforting to a group of people who have repeatedly called Miss Lively and Mr. Reynolds bullies.
And then there's this whole mess with Nice Pool, Ryan's Deadpool knockoff that is so clearly a cartoon version of Justin Baldoni, it's embarrassing. The character looks like Baldoni, talks like Baldoni, has his same backstory, and, wait for it, gets killed off. But Ryan's lawyers still have the audacity to say Baldoni is just being thin-skinned. That's like Blake lighting a match in a forest and then blaming the wind for the wildfire. Let's call it what it is. Ryan saw the ship sinking and noped out of there faster than you can say Nice Pool 3. He doesn't want anything to do with Blake's mess. And honestly, who can blame him? Now let's talk about Van Zandt Inc., because this part is honestly so shady. It needs its own noir soundtrack.
Any lawyer will tell you you do not file a complaint if you don't know the name of the person that you are suing, unless you're trying to protect that person's identity for some reason, which if you're pissed off enough to sue them, you probably don't care about their identity.
On September 27th, a company called Van Zandt Inc. suddenly pops out of nowhere and files a lawsuit. And guess whose names are attached? None other than Ryan Reynolds and, wait for it, Blake Reynolds. Yep, Blake Lively's legal name. Girl gave herself a corporate villain name and didn't even try to hide it.
If this is such a mistake and impossible and not appropriate and going to get them in trouble, why would they have done it?
But here's the real kicker. The lawsuit doesn't name any real defendants. It literally uses placeholders like John Doe and Jane Doe. Like, what is this? A courtroom version of Mad Libs? The lawsuit was dismissed, and why does that matter? Because 2 days later, the New York Times article drops, blasting Baldoni and making Blake look like the innocent princess who was wronged by Hollywood's villain. Coincidence? Please. That lawsuit was just the setup, a subpoena Trojan horse.
That would be an abusive process, and we intend to take all action allowable under the law, as you're saying, echoing what you're saying.
This wasn't about justice. It was a PR stunt wrapped in legal paper. They threw together a bogus lawsuit just long enough to issue subpoenas and dig for dirt. So allegedly, Blake's little behind-the-scenes buddy, Stephanie Jones, gets her hands on Jennifer Ailes' phone. How? Using Celebrite software, a tool used in criminal investigations. Like, you don't use Celebrite to check your texts from your mom. You use it to crack locked phones in FBI cases. This is serious tech, not some spyware from the App Store. So, what does Stephanie do? She allegedly extracts private messages between Jennifer Ailes and Melissa Nathan, two women she just so happened to have personal beef with. There was no legal justification for taking or reading those messages. Zero. Nada. But did that stop Blake's team from using them? Of course not. And let's not forget the most laughable part of this scheme. When they realized they couldn't legally use the stolen texts, they allegedly went back and tried to create a retroactive subpoena to make it all look legit. That's like robbing a bank and then walking in the next day with a forged withdrawal slip. Just because you printed a form doesn't mean you didn't commit a crime. If even half of this is true, we're not just talking about bad PR anymore. We're talking felony territory. Blake Lively could go from red carpet royalty to courtroom catastrophe real quick. And Ryan? He's already halfway out the exit door, tossing her a goodbye wave and pretending he doesn't even own a wedding ring. So, to recap this flaming circus of desperation, Ryan's bailing, Blake's faking lawsuits, and someone allegedly used military-grade phone hacking tech to dig up gossip texts like it's some kind of 2006 high school drama. Except this time, there are lawsuits. Millions of dollars at stake. Careers on the line. Let's talk about Eric Binder, aka the guy you hire when you need to make a problem disappear, preferably into a shadowy LLC with an address that sounds like the setting of a Wall Street thriller.
Who is Eric Binder? The agent that represents Van Zandt Inc., which we know about that lawsuit, the sham lawsuit and all of that.
This man is not your average accountant. No, Eric Binder is like the fixer character in every scandal drama, except he's real and he knows how to hide dirty secrets behind polished resumes and P.O. boxes.
Eric Binder, LLC laundromat extraordinaire, from CPA to cloak and dagger partner, the fixer behind the filing cabinet.
So, get this. He's the registered agent for Van Zandt Inc. Yes, that sham lawsuit company. Let's talk locations. All these shady LLCs, Van Zandt Inc., Liz Plank LLC, Vision PR, Maximum Effort, and Give Lively are tied to one address, 888 7th Avenue, New York City.
Liz Plank, then Vision PR, which is Leslie Sloan's company.
That's right. The same mysterious building that might as well have a plaque reading, "Welcome to the Blake Lively PR Laundromat." And now here's the kicker. When you search Ryan Reynolds and ML Management on Google, there's nothing. No corporate record, no team photo, no job listing, nada. And yet they're filing care of statements listing him as involved. So either Ryan's got invisibility powers, or they're deliberately keeping things off the books like it's an underground fight club of shady celebrity damage control. And Castle's hoping the truth never washes in.
Like how Binder was the registered agent for Van Zandt Inc., the ghost company used to subpoena a private phone under a sham lawsuit and unlawfully.
But hey, speaking of Binder, let's add another one to the party, shall we? Enter Allison Binder, registered agent for Colleen Hoover's production company, Heartbones Entertainment, launched in January 2023.
But take note, who is the registered agent there? Allison Binder.
Now, is Allison related to Eric? Well, officially, there's no public record confirming it. But let's not act like we're all stupid. The timelines overlap, the last name is identical, and both are connected to the same Hollywood house of mirrors.
And I was just like, it's registered to the same building, the same place, it's part of the same thing. And it's this big nonprofit charity website.
And let's not forget, Hoover's involvement predates the lawsuit. So while everyone thought she was just over there writing sad love stories and prepping for her movie release, she might have been planting herself in a much messier plot. This looks less like collaboration and more like a Hollywood cabal in legal cosplay, with Ryan playing the quiet mastermind, Blake as the crumbling puppet, and the Binders as the puppet masters behind the curtain. I mean, this whole operation feels less like a PR strategy and more like a badly directed spy movie that forgot to cover its tracks. Now, we've got to talk about one of the pettiest, most humiliating, most high school drama on steroids moments in this whole saga. Yes, I'm talking about the time Blake Lively allegedly made Justin Baldoni stay locked in a damn storage closet during the premiere of It Ends With Us. And no, I'm not joking. This happened at a theater in New York City. A TikToker, because the internet never sleeps, literally went to the location, confirmed there is a basement and a storage closet, and even tried to open it. She was about 2 seconds from getting tackled by security, but she got video evidence.
that specific movie theater did not have a basement. So this was her argument. So I decided to go to New York City myself and visit the movie theater where the premiere happened, and I can 100% confirm, and I'll include the footage here, that there is a basement in that movie theater, and there is in fact a storage closet.
And guess what? The closet matches Baldoni's own photo from premiere night. That's right. The photo everyone thought was just a coincidence? Yeah, no. The man was basically held captive in a mop closet while Blake Lively, the star of the film, waltzed around like she didn't just humiliate her own director on the biggest night of his career.
Which I can confirm, and you guys can as well, based on the photos that Justin Baldoni shared from the night of the premiere, that was the storage closet that he was basically held captive in because Blake Lively didn't want to be in the same room as him.
Why? Because she didn't want to be in the same room as him. Anything else? Blake's shampoo company literally asked the court not to expose their private records. I mean, what's next? Her flat iron filing a restraining order? You know you're in deep when your hair care brand starts begging for mercy. And then there's the cherry on top. Blake was named one of Time magazine's most influential people. Influential in what? Filing lawsuits to distract from a PR disaster? Turning every legal move into an Instagrammable train wreck? At this point, if Time ever updates the criteria to include most creatively destructive, Blake wins in a landslide.
The Time magazine will list you as a civil rights titan because 6 years ago you donated some money.
So now she stands alone. Ryan's gone. The press is turning. The NYT is likely getting tossed from the case. Even her nonprofit, Give Lively, is starting to look like a sarcastic joke. The woman who once strutted down red carpets like she ruled the world is now clutching legal printouts and begging a judge not to open the wrong document. No more fairy dust, no more curated Instagram stories, no more America's sweetheart lighting. Just subpoenas, filing fees, and the very real chance of watching it all come crashing down in public. And Ryan? He'll be on a yacht somewhere, probably sipping gin and muttering, "Glad I dipped when I did." Blake is out here turning their private life into a legal reality show. Hit, like, and subscribe to the channel to get more details on Justin Blake lawsuit.